together. How do you feel coming and visiting and being in walking distance of your childhood home?
Oh, it's great. I mean, I literally come by here from time to time, every few months, just to relive the memories. I have great memories of growing up here with, in a big family and a lot of love and just all the memories of the neighborhood and all the people I grew up with. It was a lot different than neighborhoods now. People were a lot closer, and we knew everybody on the block.
Yes, and so now you live walking distance away. What do you see for the future of North St. Louis?
Well, I think North St. Louis has an opportunity to rise up, and if people are interested in it, investing in it economically, I think it's a great potential to invest in, in real estate and build it up, because this was a good place to live. I mean, you look around and you see the crime, you see the trash, you see vacant buildings, but that can be transformed like other neighborhoods have been transformed. And I think good people still live here.
What has kept you healthy and healthy in your mind all this time?
Well, I mean, I learned a lot of things growing up, but I also learned things after I became an adult about natural healing and natural health and eating right, being a vegetarian, and just being really mindful of what I consume in terms of food and pharmaceuticals, but as well as information and things like that. So I think I try to practice being a healthy individual all around.
What do you think that racism has anything to do with how it is your childhood neighborhood looks now?
Oh, 100%, absolutely. Racism and systemic racism and racism at the hands of those who were in power in the city. There's a thing that a lot of people have probably not heard of called the Team 4 Plan, which was a study done by the city of St. Louis on what they call is urban triage. And it basically said, let's not put any resources in North St. Louis because it's not doing so well, and just let it die, and let's put our resources in the central corridor. And as a result, what we see in North St. Louis with crime, with poverty, with vacant housing, with the trash, and with the health disparities is a result of that Team 4 plan. Even though the city didn't adopt it officially, it was the plan that they followed. If you look at how the city invested resources, it's exactly what the Team 4 plan suggested.
What would it take to make this neighborhood reflect the beautiful memories that you have of it from your childhood?
Yeah, I think it would take people really recognizing their own worth, the people who live here and people who don't live here, who want to be a part of coming back and reinvesting in this neighborhood, to buy the property, to fix up properties, to clean up the lots and things like that, and to really push the city to reinvest in terms of like the health disparities and job opportunities and things like that. And I think this neighborhood could come back and thrive.
Tell me about some of the things that you remember about this neighborhood. We have some vacant lots right here.
Oh yeah, I mean, up and down this block there are a lot of missing spaces. There are a lot of houses that used to be here that are no longer here, that I remember very specifically the people who lived in those houses. I remember being inside of those houses and the friends that I had. I remember like the park, Oak Island Park is walking distance from here. That was my stomping ground as a kid. We would go there almost every day and play in the park, green space. Even as an urban kid, we had green space that we got to explore and play in. We would also even walk all the way down the fairground park. My best friend lived around the corner. I remember just going around the neighborhood, reading comic books, just being a happy kid.
That's wonderful. Is there anything that you want to share about resilience?
Oh, absolutely. I think resilience is something that you have to summon up from within you, but it's also something that those who are around you that are closest to you can help fortify you. And I think I have a lot of resilience because I grew up in a family full of love. My parents loved me. I am certain of that. I knew it then, I know it now. And knowing that you're a part of a family and a community that cares about each other, and that even though we were poor, we didn't have much, we had that sense of community, and so that helps fortify you in terms of resilience.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit about yourself and the wonderful stories that you have and memories that you have from living in North St. Louis.